They want you down. Yeah, as low as they can barely bend to kick you. They'll hope you never come back up, 'cause they'd like to lick you. Yeah. They pretend they like you. They have a soft on 'cause they don't have any fucking resilience, inner discipline. So how could they have a hard on? And I'm not talking about just guys feigning to be real men, males, and then again. You know, I called up BWSS the other day to have a good conversation with a woman. I had a feeling, a little trepidation. Battered Women Services. And I got a guy on the phone. He didn't pronounce his pronouns, or I would have clicked off. I could tell, and then I asked his name, and he hesitantly gave it to me. I won't pronounce it right now. Bless him. Because now transvestites work at BWSS. Rape Relief. It's a government consolidated corporate affair. There is barely anything left for women. And I know that for a fact. So those of us that are empowered and empowering others, someone like me up since 2 a.m. when a friend of mine online on Facebook, 2 a.m. and told me about a pedophile that pushed her dad inadvertently to his death. Then she sent me a picture of him. Oh, disgusting. The word evil is what she wrote, and that is the truth of it. And then I shared the name and the face of a psycho that destroyed my business. I kept the baby. 16 years later, he stole my child so that he could charge the government $300 to stay in his drug den with his 2 pit bulls in the back, cutting cocaine on his goddamn coffee table as he rented to all the natives, indigenous, whatever you want to call them, from Craigslist that slept on any piece of crud that he had there, and his sordid, dark paintings all over the walls, and the stench of cigarettes coming off of my child who's never smoked a cigarette or puffed one, forced to live there for those months, changed his life forever. My son wanted to believe, and when he entered teenhood, he wanted to believe that his deadbeat, slough-off excuse of a dead dad was somehow good. And he got to see how sick he was. Stole his first paycheck before that. Made money. I don't have a room to house Kaylin. $300 for that room. MCFD, child unprotectors. Paid him and more. And made me look like the bad guy. There's a lot of women on the street, their children have been taken. There's a lot of women living in fancy houses, their children have been taken through the sordid courts. The psychos are smiling. Some of them are rich doctors, wealthy lawyers. Some are just slime buckets living downtown Lower East Side now. Wonder whose name that is. Wink, wink. Selling wretched art. Or contacted me on Facebook to sell a bicycle. I told them off. Don't ever contact me, and don't pretend you have a son. You never contributed to that child. You showed up drunk, stoned, high, inebriated, hungover. All those visits of, what's it called when somebody is forced to look after the deadbeat, like a criminal in his chains, where it's something visit, not where he's not allowed to visit Kaylin on his own, supervised. And guess who had to be the supervisor? Me. I either had to pay for the supervision or be the supervisor. Well, I don't have money to pay for a delinquent no-show. Dad is an honorary term, and that's it. And it took my time, my energy, my heartbeats to skip, not for the better. And then he still went after my child because he found him on Facebook and lured him in, said he was sorry. Oh, what a lie. He had a vendetta against me. He doesn't like it that my son and I look like twins. You know how many people are jealous of my child and I? Whoa. A sick, psychotic circle. And guess what, Kaylin? That's the price of being beautiful. That's the price of being fit. That's the price of being fair. That's the price of being compassionate. That's the price of being empathic. That the sick ones go to the strong ones. The weak ones call the ones of strength down only if you allow. I am 63 and a half, and I call back my power now. I am omnipotent. I am powerful. beingoflove@gmail.com, PayPal. You don't like my tone right now? Go to evangelical church. Go to Pentecostal church and listen to the priest or the preacher, or don't, because I'm not preaching anything that I'm not following. I take and heed my own advice, my sage suggestions. So take that sage and fucking smudge it up your kiss off.